Good day, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of 54.
Yes, but can you believe it's almost the end of the series already?
I actually can't.
It's crazy.
Because who does when you're having so much fun?
That's true. You know what? Let's just enjoy the show and the time that we have right now.
Yeah, cool. And how are we going to be doing that today?
Well, today on 54, we chat with a Zimbabwean-born writer and director with a passion for Africa. What's more, he's a part of the family right here on 54. Yep, we're taking things to a whole new level. It's going to be fun, entertaining, and definitely inspiring. So stay tuned with us. Shoo, beast and the brain right there.
Well, there's no better way of explaining it. With all that African knowledge and exposure, there is no way, absolute no way, that he can't get 10 out of 10.
You think?
Let's find out.
Nominated for several Muse Awards and considered a highly recommended scriptwriter in the media industry, successful director with some pretty smart editing skills too, you wonder how he manages to remain the humble Tafazwa Njovana.
Thanks, guys, for letting me be here.
No,
as part of the 54 family, it's like surreal being on this side of the process. But yeah, I think that sort of encapsulates a little bit of who I am. I think the easiest way to put it is I love Africa, I love media. And a big part of my personal journey has involved these sort of two facets, Africa and media. So yeah, I'm a writer and director by profession. I want to do amazing things for my continent, and I know they're gonna happen. So that's a little bit about who I am.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Now you're from Zimbabwe.
Yep.
Let's talk about your upbringing.
Yeah.
In Zimbabwe.
In Zimbabwe.
How was that?
If I can talk about my upbringing, the words that come are love, just care for one another, just a sense of unity. I remember one of the things my parents used to say to us if we got into a fight as siblings is, you guys are all each other have, so you guys need to look out for each other all the time. So that I think has shaped even a large part of who I am as a person, that if I get close to people, if people become close to me, I'm very protective of them. So yeah, my upbringing, very loving, and I have very fond memories of it. I studied writing and directing, and I did it all the way through to honors. Did quite all right, you know. I got best director, best film, best script for that. And so when I finished film school, I thought, okay, all of the big production companies are gonna pick me up. I'm gonna be this young, upcoming Zimbabwean African director. Everyone's gonna look for me or whatever. And it wasn't like proud, it wasn't done in a proud way, but I think I had a lot of confidence in my gifts. Not in a negative sense, but in that sort of like, I'm gonna conquer the world type of way. That didn't happen. It was complete silence. Nobody called. I remember sending my CV to tons and tons of production companies. Nobody responded. So it was that sense of feeling vulnerable in a country that wasn't my own, as it were, but also feeling lost, not sure whether I had made the right choice as far as my career was concerned. But perseverance pays. And then I sent my CV out to various production companies until a company called CV, which is obviously the company that produces, which is the company that produces 54 and a whole bunch of other stuff, called me. And they said, look, you've got this great CV. Why are you sending your CV to us? And I said, look, the reality of my life is it's all great to have this fancy CV and I've done all these amazing things. I mean, I had been, a script I had written had been picked up by Mnet for the New Directions initiative for young filmmakers. I had been handpicked by the Zimbabwe Film Festival for a short film project, but here I was feeling empty. And so I realized at that point that it's not about accolades, but it's about having a sense of purpose and, you know, doing something that's meaningful to you. Yeah.
I'm just curious. I just want to know. How's it been working with the CB family?
Well, it's been an amazing journey. I mean, there's nothing, I think, as priceless as being surrounded by people who share your general set of beliefs. You know, I think we're all Christians. We're all passionate about media, and I think we all have some sense of passion for Africa. So for me, those three things drive me. And so whatever type of media we're making, whether it be a show like this where I work as an editor, you guys are presenters, and we are folks behind the scenes, the fact that we're driven by the same goal, which is to touch people's lives through what we do.
Yeah.
It may not be fancy, it may not get us a lot of accolades or, give us Oscars, but we certainly have a great sense of purpose in what we do. And I think that's what every person should strive for, to have something that they do gainfully, but that gives them a sense of purpose and meaning.
Yeah. Now let's talk about some of the other projects you work with, CV.
Yeah.
Not just 54 making us look good.
I mean, you make us
a very good job at it.
Yeah,
But what are some of the other projects that you've been working on with CV?
Okay, so together with our regional director here, Oliver Raper, we co-anchor a platform, a webcast, live webcast called CV Prayer.
Yeah.
So the aim of that webcast basically is to encourage people to pray with people, to just talk to people about the importance of prayer. Prayer is one of the many ways in which people can communicate and have a relationship with God. And so for us as CV and as media people, we're very passionate about getting people to connect with God. And for us, CV Prayer as a platform is something that's very important. So I co-anchor that.
Now, I know you're part of No Filter. Can you tell me more about that?
Okay, so No Filter is an online show that was conceived out of a desire to reach out to teens. Teens are currently sort of the main consumers of media. And as a media organization, we are very passionate about making sure that we reach young people. And I think the teens, if we were to be realistic about it, someone like me in my 30s, we want to reach out to these teens and connect with them about issues that are pertinent to them.
Okay.
But more than that, we want them to talk about those issues in a way that is relatable to them. So it's about us who have the access to the media and the equipment saying, here, we've got the production facilities, we've got, the access, but here, it's your voice, basically. So I'm very excited about No Filter. We're working together with a great team, putting together that show, but it's about teens, getting them to speak, getting them to talk about issues that are relevant to them.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
And let's talk a bit about as well your accolades, man.
Oh, man.
Like, your journey has been, you have actually gotten some great stuff.
The
with
Writers
you, man.
Guild Awards, Muse Awards. I mean, you
Yeah.
actually had some amazing, like he says,
Thank
accolades.
you. Thank you. No,
attached to your
it's always wonderful to be recognized for what you do. I think as humans, we like to be affirmed. And I think for me, those things have not given me a sense of identity, but they've certainly just affirmed the gift that's in me. So perhaps the main three that I can talk about are, as you said, the Writers Guild of South Africa. Annually, they have what they call the Muse Awards. And I've been nominated for 2 years in a row, this year and the year before. Last year, I was nominated in the Best Short Script category. And I was also nominated this year for the Best Radio Drama. So trying out different genres.
Come on, let's go.
And it's just nice. I think it's been fantastic getting to meet other writers, guys who are behind the scenes. Writing is a very behind the scenes thing. In fact, most times you'll never know the writer of a project. But it's been wonderful getting to meet other people in the industry through that. The other big one, I think that meant a lot to me, was being shortlisted for the Eisenhower Fellowship. Eisenhower Fellowship is quite a big deal. It's a fellowship that is chaired by the former Secretary of State in the US, General Colin Powell. For that one was big for me because it celebrates African leaders in the making. So it's people who are in their mid-career. So some of us are a little older now, but so they call them mid-career. When I read that, I laughed because I'm like, okay, this is showing me that I'm not in my 20s anymore. But
come on.
I was shortlisted for that, had interviews with really influential people in Pretoria, with the opportunity to possibly go to the US and spend time with other global leaders. I wasn't picked for that, but just the shortlisting alone was such an affirming thing and something that I really celebrate as something positive in my own life. I really, really enjoyed that. Then the third one, which I said I'm going to talk about, is a script that I wrote last year, which was highly commended by the BBC International Radio Playwriting Competition.
Drop the mic.
Again, boom. We'll get Gavin to add the sound effect and post. But that was another big one, which I enjoyed so much. Again, affirmation. So again, I would always encourage anyone who has a gift, enter competitions.
Yeah.
A lot of people, I think, think competitions are. Look, there's a lot of egos and stuff when it comes to competitions. A lot of people will come there with attitudes and stuff. But I think if you're looking to meet people and connect in your specific area of interest or passion, competitions and getting nominated and getting to these seminars and conferences and events with people in your industry is important for growth. So I would encourage people to enter competition.
Sure, like, viewers, we can proudly say we bring you the best. Did you hear all of that?
Did you hear all of this, man?
Insane.
And another thing you keep on saying is your passion for Africa.
Yes.
Born in Zimbabwe, worked in South Africa. Have you been anywhere else around Africa?
Yeah, I have. I've been to a few African countries. I actually have CV to thank for that because one of my previous roles here involved me doing quite a bit of traveling, meeting media people around Africa. So I've been to Nigeria, I've been to Kenya, I've been to Ghana, I've been to Uganda, I've been to Tanzania, and because there are cameras on and other things, I'm forgetful, so I'm sure there are a few others, but yeah, I've been around Africa.
6 so far.
We're gonna play Afri Quiz, and because you've been to all these African countries, thanks to CV.
Oh, yeah,
you know.
We know you're gonna be great at this. I'm a bit worried though. Like, my high score is right now being threatened.
I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you.
Yeah, you know what? Let's just get this over and done with now.
Full faith in TJ. They're about to take your job.
I love that.
No, he's a man. He's a guy, so he's not gonna come for my job. He's gonna come for yours.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now it's time to play.
We all know Africa is the second largest continent in the world, made up of 54 countries. So choose a piece representing a country. You will then be tested on your knowledge, and if your general knowledge is less than general, we will help you out with some clues. Your score will then be added to the 54 scoreboard, and the aim is to try and remain at the top of the board.
All right, TJ. I mean, I don't think I need to tell you how this works.
No, you don't. Let's do
Because
this.
that voice is very familiar.
Yeah, let's do this.
All right, so you ready to choose a country?
Let's make it happen.
Let's go.
Okay. And stop.
All right, so you got Angola.
Okay.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel all right. Let's
All
do
right,
this.
you
Let's
ready?
make it happen. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna start now. What 3 colors are on the Angolan flag? Red, black, and gold, red, blue, and gold, blue, gold, and black.
First one.
Correct. How many countries does Angola border? 3, 4, 1.
3.
False. Incorrect. Angola is about twice the size of which U.S. state? New York, Texas, or California?
New York.
Incorrect.
No.
What is the name of Angola's highest point of elevation? Kilimanjaro, Morocco de Moco, or Drakensberg?
The second.
Correct.
Okay.
What is Angola's primary source of income? Oil and diamonds, oil and maize, maize and diamonds.
Oil and diamonds.
Correct.
Okay.
What currency does Angola use? Kwanza, the dollar, or the rand?
Kwanzaa.
Correct. What is the official language in Angola? French, Portuguese, or
Portuguese.
English? Correct. Nearly 70% of the population in Angola is under the age of 24. True or false?
True.
Correct. Angola's favorite sport is basketball, football, or tennis?
Basketball.
Correct. Angola gained its independence from the Portuguese colony in 1978, 1975, or 1970.
B.
Correct. Oh my gosh. Okay,
Are we done?
time. Yeah.
Are we done?
You're done.
Okay, awesome.
Oh my word, I've already
What did I get?
8.
I have
You
matched.
got 8.
I have matched
The
her.
only person to match my score. Well, if there was anybody, I knew it could be you.
Yeah, thank you.
That is incredible. TJ, you're such a great role model. Now, the running joke is that if you are the highest scorer on AfriQuiz, you could potentially be the next presenter. I'm fine. Marvelous, you got number 7, but TJ got 8. So I don't know what's gonna happen next season. But TJ wants to leave you with something, so check this out.
pretty sure we all have a favorite brand, whether it's food, clothing, or perhaps a particular store that we go to, where we know we can always find exactly what we're looking for, exactly how we want it. If you're a basketball lover, you're probably a fan of the classic Air Jordan sneaker brand because it has come to represent style, elegant design, and coolness. It's also named after one of the greatest players, if not the greatest player, to ever step onto a basketball court. Every so often, we come across something in life that looks like the real deal, this favorite brand of ours, but it doesn't quite match up. So if you're a Jordans fan, you can tell if a pair of sneakers is fake. It could be that something is not quite right with the stitching on the shoes, or the size of the font on the logo is not as it should be. Or it could be something as glaringly obvious as the word Jordan being spelled with 2 M's, or the Jumpman logo facing the wrong direction. When you know what the real thing is, you can tell straight away if something else is a cheap imitation. In a way, that's how it is with addiction. When we find ourselves addicted to something, chances are it's because we're searching for something else but can't seem to find it. So we fill the void with things that we think will take the pain away. Nobody is spared from the horrors of addiction. As you watch this right now, you may be addicted to some substance or unhealthy lifestyle. Perhaps you know someone, a friend, loved one, colleague, who has slipped into addiction and is battling with it. You may even know of someone who was overcome by their addiction and sadly lost their life because of it. Even the celebrities that we love and adore so much are not immune. Hardly a year passes by that we don't lose a high-profile celebrity or star to a suspected overdose. It makes tragic news. Whatever we find ourselves addicted to, whether it's drugs, porn, alcohol, or even pleasure, chances are it's because we're searching for something else. Love, affection, acceptance, or significance, but can't seem to find it. So we fill the void with things that we think will take the pain away. If you've struggled in this area and feel it's time to turn your life around, we want to hear from you.
Brilliant. There's nothing more enjoyable than to see how Africa has improved, developed, and emerged into this rich continent, boasting such proud citizens.
Sure, okay.
These guys have been taking over the internet. They've been doing a massive tour around the US, and because of demand, people have asked them to come out to their own countries, so they've extended it to the world, and we are part of the world that they've decided to come to.
I guess it was convenient for you to turn your back on the woman who held your spine.
Woman, you were brought forth from my side, created to support me like the gravity-stricken moon does the brisk breath of nightfall. But when fear clawed its way into my heart, when he called my name in the garden, you shrunk and hid your shameful body.
Where were you when the Prince of Night found his way to your star? You watched him lie, and I watched you sit and set like sun, you mourning of a man. You can't even see the nightmare you have become.
I was there.
From where you started to where you are, give us a nutshell arc of how it's been for you.
I mean, it's been great. I think to come from what I came from, where I came from, who I was, and to be married to a man who loves me and loves Jesus, is beautiful.
The journey is not what people would probably think that it is. I think that that the journey is a journey that God is using to grow us all through our life, whether singleness, marriage, motherhood, all of those things that God uses to mature us in Him.
No courtesy to let you know that it wasn't your fault or your 5 other siblings. No decency to let your mother know. Although the service taught him discipline, he simply could not resist the "I just love a man in uniform" women. How many companionless moons without sky did my grandmother suffer? How long before your mother's wide-eyed anticipation morphed into hanging head, leaving her with an unending, embarrassing crook in her neck? Did you ever ask her how many tick-tock ticks does it take to know?
We're just trying to be faithful to where God is calling us right now. If this is all the people that we reach, praise God, man. We believe that we just stay faithful and stewarded it well. God takes us to more in the, there's some European countries that are interested, more African countries that are interested, and we want to hit them, and we want to make sure that we show them love because they've shown us love. So wherever God takes us, we're just excited about it.
Who knew applause could be so useful? You sculpt them with praise. Chisel them golden with approval. Oh, and God, how does it feel to know you aren't the only one who can boast of creating stars alone? I wasn't much of a threat. Until 1/3 of God's angels were influenced, I give credit to the masses. It's the masses that make one great. You exalt men to mountaintops, forgetting it's impossible for them to live at those heights. Isn't it interesting?
I think I identified a lot with Jackie and some of her struggles, maybe not as intensely, but I found like I didn't even know that Christians did spoken word poetry. I heard about it. And
really do, and they do it well.
They did it excellently, and I thought, okay, I'm gonna start following these guys.
Yes, I sleep with my girlfriend from time to time. But we pray right afterwards. What? Just because I'm not a cloud heavy and weeping over my sin doesn't mean I too am not a wounded sky
succumbing to the blows of its storms, I know. In fact, let me tell you a story. In the beginning, sovereign vocabulary crafted a universe. Light was birthed with speech from a being who breathed heaven on earth, called Eden, a garden, settled on the same dust used to mold man, who bore the image of infinite. Then it happened. Clay sinned against its potter. You wouldn't have to die in your sins, but you could live covered as me.
My God, it wonders me how you, who knew no sin, would become me, a sinner, so that I can become the righteousness of God. I love you.
I loved you first.
Therefore, there is now no condemnation, no guilty verdict, no punishment for those who are in Christ Jesus. I am.
You are free.
Man, I feel so proud right now.
Right? I mean, Africa has so much to offer, from the color to culture. It's so beautiful. And I'm so glad we are able to bring Africa's texture straight to you.
I mean, it's our pleasure. And hey guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. And remember to connect with us. You can do that via our email, which is chat@oneafrica.tv, or Facebook, which is www.facebook.com/FiftyFour Show.
Yup, you can also visit our website, which is www.oneafrica.tv.
So until then,
never lose sight of your dreams. Bye.